guys, welcome back to another episode of Leg Drop the World. My name is Doc. This is my wife, Velvet Thunder. And we're back with Steamboat. Steamboat's around here.
He's here.
We're going to talk about wrestling. We're a little late this time around, but we still wanted to kind of go over all the stuff that happened. But before we do that, if you guys could take a second and hit the subscribe button, the like button, the notification button to let you know when we upload videos, and the share button, share it with your friends. We would also love to hear your thoughts. You could leave us a comment on this video, or you could check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'll leave links in the description. So with all that stuff out of the way, Velvet Thunder. Should we talk about it?
Let's talk about it.
All right. Well, hit me with some knowledge.
Well,
Let's start off with Raw.
Raw, first match, Bray versus Roman.
Yep.
That was the first match.
I actually kind of enjoyed this match.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, I have always sort of been a closet Bray Wyatt fan. Not necessarily even closet. I think I've talked about Bray Wyatt on this channel before.
I've known you were a Bray Wyatt fan.
But, I mean, recently, and when I say recently, I mean for the past year, 8 months, year, he's been horribly booked. Everything has been terrible with him. So it was actually nice just to see him come out and have a wrestling match. Who won?
Roman.
Roman Reigns won.
Roman won.
It's good to see that kid get a chance.
Poor Roman.
Yeah. Roman Reigns wins, and was this a qualifier match? I don't. No. I think it is. I think it's a qualifier for the Elimination Chamber match. Because before this, wasn't Bray talking about how Roman wanted to steal his thing? Because remember, you probably don't, but Bray Wyatt actually he won Elimination Chamber at the last one. He beat John Cena. Like, John Cena put his shoulders down for Bray to put him over. And so I think Bray was talking about Elimination Chamber, and how Roman was trying to kind of steal the thing that he's good at.
Ah.
Right. So yeah, I just realized.
But Matt Hardy came out.
Yes.
At the end.
So.
With a twist of fate to Bray.
Look at you.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, to kind of continue their, forward momentum in their feud, I guess you could call it. It's been pretty one-sided recently. But anyways, honestly, if you remove all of the kind of superfluous storyline stuff that's going on around it and just take it as a match, I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a bummer that Bray didn't win, but I get it. Like, Bray has been in kind of a boring, broken Matt Hardy feud. So, it is what it is. Somewhat entertaining match, though.
Mm-hmm. So after that, Kurt Angle comes out.
Yes.
And talks about the Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
And the women and who's going to be in that match.
Yeah.
And then Alexa comes out.
She does. But she's got something to say.
She does.
And essentially she points out the fact that in the Elimination Chamber match, it is just that. It's just an Elimination Chamber match. And the person who wins that match then becomes a contender, so then they get to have a match for the title. But in the women's Elimination Chamber match, it is for the title.
For the title. The men get to sit and watch, but she has to defend herself.
And so essentially, Kurt Angle says, "You're not Brock Lesnar." Right, because she was asking why Brock doesn't have to defend his title. And he was, well, you're not Brock Lesnar. And you didn't have to defend your title at Rumble. Brock did. So it's a trade-off. Mm-hmm. So anyways, that happens. Did anybody else come out during that?
Nobody else came out during that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
But that's when he talked about Nia Jax Is that when you talked about Nia Jax versus Asuka, and if Nia wins, then it'll be a triple threat match?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
At WrestleMania.
Yeah. So, I mean, that'll be interesting. That will at least give the opportunity for someone else to take a pin. Honestly, I think it's probably going to be Alexa. They don't want to pin Asuka. They don't want to pin Nia. I think Alexa's in there to take a pin. I think she's going to lose her title.
I like Alexa.
I like Alexa too.
But I like Nia and I like Asuka.
Yeah.
I like all of them. So
it's a bummer, but I mean, it's just one of those things that, I mean, this is why I don't like streaks, right? Asuka, the streak is now bigger than her, right?
Yeah.
They're not protecting her character anymore. It's just they've written and booked themselves into this thing where it's like, well, Asuka has to win. Like, we can't have her.
There's no way she's going to lose to Nia. I mean, so the whole thing with Nia Jax, if she beats Asuka, then it's a triple threat, but
yeah,
she's not going to beat Asuka.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's ever beat Asuka.
Yeah. So having the triple threat match, I'm assuming, is just so that one of those two girls doesn't have to be pinned. And unfortunately, that means Alexa's going to get moited. So.
Oh, wow. Yes. Then we had Bayley versus Asuka.
Oh, that's right. So there's like a backstage segment that was pretty terrible of
with
Sasha and Bayley talking to each other.
They're so bad.
Listen, Bayley's never been a great promo, but she's been like genuine, you know? And it helped in NXT because it was like a smaller experience. It was a little more insular. You know, people wanted you to succeed. You know, the NXT audience, the regular NXT audience, is different than the WWE casual Monday Night Raw audience, right? Monday Night Raw audience is terrible. They do the what treatment. They don't know what's going on. They get all of their, you know, information from just like the high points of the YouTube clips that WWE posts on YouTube. And they don't care. If you screw up your promos, they're like, this person is stupid and I don't like them, which is just not the case, right? Bayley and to a certain degree Sasha are great.
Yeah, I really like Bayley. Sasha's fine.
But yeah, this backstage segment was
bad.
A little uncomfortable.
They're great performers. They're not actors.
Yeah, but the gist of it was, the nobody's ready for Asuka thing comes up, and Sasha says, you can't beat Asuka, and Bayley says, well, I can beat you. And so, anyway, somehow that leads to the Asuka-Bayley match. And I thought this was actually a pretty entertaining match. There were a couple, sort of missed spots, and a couple places where you could see that Bayley was waiting for Asuka to do a thing, or like walking into things a little bit. But other than that, I thought it was a super entertaining match.
Yeah, it was a good match. I was a little bored at first, but
yeah, it started slow, but
it got good.
Yeah, yeah. There were some, Bayley kind of showed off the fact that she's a legit performer. She's a legit wrestler. And it's unfortunate that she is such a bad promo. I mean,
it happens. You can't be good at everything.
She's,
yeah,
because it is genuine. When she talks and it's from the heart, it's like, aw.
Yeah.
But then when it's that, like, okay, Bayley, I want you to, stiff upper lip, put on the, I'm going to beat you thing, like, it just becomes disingenuous a little bit. And it's like a little outside of her range, and it gets a little bad. But anyways, this match is great. Asuka ends up winning. She taps her out with the Asuka lock, if I remember correctly.
It was an armbar.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So Asuka's doing this new thing now. She has the Asuka lock, but it's that sort of like jumping, rolling armbar thing. It's ridiculous. It's
cool.
Great.
Yeah, it's cool to look at.
Yeah, it's a great looking move. But yeah, Bayley loses, which is kind of what we expected. She's been losing a lot lately.
And Asuka's not going to lose.
Exactly.
So
nobody's ready for Asuka.
There was no surprises there.
Yeah.
But it was a good match.
Yeah.
Following that was Miz and Apollo Crews.
Dude, Miz is so good. He's so freaking good. Like, he's kind of a douchebag on the mic.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, he's a heel.
But that's him.
But holy crap. Like, when you see these backstage segments between people who aren't natural on the microphone and somebody who can just walk out there and just go for it. Like, it's great. It's really fun to see. So Miz cuts a great promo. And then, does he have a match?
With Apollo Crews.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Titus Worldwide comes out, Dana Brooke and Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil.
Didn't even see Dana Brooke.
They all come out together and they do the Worldwide.
Yeah. Yeah, but I never saw her again.
Yeah. This was also a pretty good match. You know, no stakes, I think, was the problem with this one, you know. And the fact that Apollo's just not a super developed character. So that hampered it a little bit. But, I mean, it was entertaining. Apollo Crews is freaking amazing. He's super
Yes.
athletic.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think I said that last week.
Yeah,
He's just fun to watch.
He is. He's
Very
like a...
flippy and bouncy.
Exactly. He's like a bigger 205 Live guy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he's an entertaining guy. But Miz wins
Miz won.
with the skull-crushing finale.
I don't remember how he won. I
yeah.
just know that he did.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no real pomp and circumstance around this.
Yeah, and so then after that, it was the whole Jason Jordan. He was going to compete, but then during practice or whatever, he hurt himself.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so
this
there
was
were...
a backstage segment.
Was this the one with Kurt?
Yes.
Okay,
And
so yeah,
he can't compete.
Yeah, before this, there was a backstage segment where Seth Rollins is like, "Hey, buddy, we're gonna have a match tonight. You know, don't be stupid, don't get injured, that sort of thing." And then we have this second backstage segment where Jason Jordan is talking to Kurt Angle, and they tell Seth that Jason Jordan. Now, here's the thing: Jason Jordan has a legitimate neck injury, and it's bad, and he's going to have surgery, and it's going to keep him out for the rest of the year, right? And Seth Rollins, like, berates him. He calls him a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, dude, take it easy. You were injured twice.
Right? They're making Jason Jordan seem like just kind of a pansy.
Yeah.
But he is legitimately injured, so he can't wrestle, but they're making him appear like a giant wuss.
Yeah, yeah. And which it was sort of his character, right? He was sort of this, like, dunce, you know? He was the guy that just was never accepted, but as he's on his way out, I guess they just wanted to double down on him being terrible.
Kind of mean.
And yeah, I think the weirdest thing was just having Seth Rollins pick on this poor kid. So anyways, they pan the camera, because then Seth Rollins is like, well, what am I going to do?
I need somebody to wrestle with.
Who am I going to wrestle with? Well, they pan the camera over, and there's Mr. Man Bun himself, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
And it's
Crowd
just like,
goes wild.
yeah, they do kind of.
They
and,
did, yeah.
So anyways, it means that Seth Rollins has a partner now, and it's Roman Reigns. He already won.
Getting the gang back together.
Yeah. Ugh. I didn't like it. But anyways, all right. So
So that was... They had the match at that point.
oh, they did?
They did, yes. Yeah, so... Yeah, so they had the match, Roman and Seth versus The Bar,
Yeah.
which...
I mean, it was an okay match. They, you know, they do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a match between the Shield and the Bar. Mm-hmm. But the big story about this match was that Jason Jordan comes out, and for no reason, like, he
To show his support.
inexplicably comes down to the ring, and he gets in the face of Sheamus, I believe.
He punches both of them.
Yeah, like they start kind of talking
Yeah.
trash, and then Jason Jordan ends up, like, punching them and getting Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
So
So they retain their title on a disqualification from
And then
Jason Jordan.
you get the beautiful, like, Roman Reigns confused look, like, man, what? Huh? So,
Yeah. Then we had the Nia versus Vanessa Floyd. We all know who that is.
yeah, enhancement talent.
Yes, enhancement
Um,
talent.
She's 17 years old.
Yeah, I had to Google her.
Yeah.
Because
She was
I
super
was
young.
interested to know who this person was.
Yeah. And Nia Jax obliterates this
She
poor
does.
girl.
But what I told you this just after we watched it the other day, that what I really like Nia Jax
Yeah.
a lot, and I love that she can be in a ring with these teeny tiny little girls like Vanessa Floyd and Alexa Bliss, and she can toss them around, but she knows how to do it without injuring anyone.
Yeah.
And she's like careful.
Yeah.
And she can be so powerful, but she
Yeah.
she knows how to handle
Yeah.
these little people.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the, like, it's two parts, right? The first part is selling, right? You have to be able to make people believe that you're actually hurting people, right? But the other half of it is that you don't actually want to hurt people.
Right.
And
And
so
she
you have
could.
to be, you have to have the technique and you have to have the strength to be able to protect the girls that you're in, or the guys that you're in the ring with. And yeah, like, Nia Jax is great for that. And yeah. And so it's super, I mean, I don't want to say sad but it's kind of sad this little girl gets destroyed. I think she gets in like a punch and a kick.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that this girl walked away from this match not sad.
Absolutely.
She got to wrestle Nia
Yeah,
Jax.
she was on national television.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a great opportunity for this girl. But Nia does her, like, gorilla press again, like holds her up above her head and then just tosses her like a sack of potatoes. And then does the leg
Because
drop.
she can.
Leg
and then-
drop the world.
And leg drops her,
Yeah.
all while keeping her safe.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I guess, they all do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just have
Except for Sasha Banks.
Right.
Oh!
sick burn.
um,
It's true.
Rip Page. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah. Fun little squash match.
Yeah, it was. So then we move on to the Cena versus Elias versus Braun for the Elimination Chamber
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's fine.
I was just glad Cena didn't win.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad too. They're having a loser match, right? Or was this the match for the people who lost to get into the Elimination Chamber match? There's like one spot left.
That's next time. That's
Okay.
I know Finn's in that one, right?
Yes,
And-
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, next week
And
we get that.
I can only remember that Finn's in it because I want him to win.
Yeah.
I can't remember who else is in
Yeah,
it.
dude, Finn has to win that
he
match.
has to.
Yeah, so anyways, I mean, it was a good match, fun stuff, but the big story about this match is the fact that Elias wins.
He does. I was surprised. Pleasantly.
They honestly, I feel like they need to make a decision with him because he came out, with the crowd and like everybody wants to do the, walk. WWE means walk with Elias, and they want to do, they want to be fans of this guy, but then they have him berate the town that he's in and heel it up for the crowd and stuff. And it's like, you're always going to like get I don't know. You're sort of cannibalizing. Like, what do you want? What do you want the crowd to do? Because you're sending mixed signals here. And so I feel like he's not going to get over to his full potential unless they make him full heel or they make him, not berate the audience. Like, he can still do like heelish things, but not just like come out and outright tell the audience that they're stupid and the town that they live in is crappy. So
It's true.
anyways, but I mean, it's a good match. Elias wins. He hits his drift away. Who does he pin? He pins. No, he steals a pin, right? Braun hits the running power, or the power slam, running power slam onto Cena, and Elias jumps in the ring, grabs Braun, and throws him out of the ring, and then steals the pin. But Braun Strowman doesn't let that just go. So he gets back in the ring,
Yes.
and he hits like 4 more running power slams on 2 on Cena, 2 on
Yeah.
Elias, and he's actually kind of hamming it up for the crowd. Like he's not being full heel. He's just like, Shh, guys, should I do it again?
I'll do it again
Yeah.
because I can.
And at one point, the crowd like wants him to do it again, and he's like, no, and he goes to leave, and the crowd's just like, boo, and so he stops and gets back in the crowd. I mean, that's like that roller coaster of emotion sort of thing. Like that's great, So, anyways, fun stuff. Elias is in Elimination Chamber, which is good. Cena didn't win, and then we get
That's
the
good.
last spot, the match for the last spot next week.
Finn. It's gonna be
Somewhere in the middle of all of this, that wasn't on the Hulu version was Finn and Carl Anderson versus the Revival, and it was a really good match. I watched it. But the funniest part was Carl Anderson goes to hit an enziguri on, I think Scott Dawson is the one who's not in the ring. Or no, maybe he hits it on Dash Wilder, who is in the ring. Anyway, he like runs like lengthwise on the ropes and goes, hi-ya! as he does like his jumping kick. It was hilarious, dude. I love the Good Brothers.
That's pretty great.
So there you go. What are you going
That
to give
was
Raw? Rate it
I don't know.
out of 10.
A 10. 6.5, 7.
Yeah, I would give it a 7. I mean, I thought it was somewhat entertaining. It was kind of a letdown in certain instances, but I'm starting to kind of, I guess
Have you
give up
lowered your
hope.
standards?
I've lowered my standards.
Your
such
10
that-
is not what it used to be.
Exactly, such that I can look past all of the stuff that I really want storyline wise and booking wise, and just rate it as what it is. And so I remember the feelings of coming away super disappointed in Raw, and this wasn't one of them. So, actually, I'll probably give it a 6. I would say it's an average. Like, this is what I would expect from Raw week to week. So,
All right. On to SmackDown.
on to SmackDown.
So,
Oh,
so
listen.
Shane and Daniel have a big thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The first like 10 minutes of this show was talking.
It was talking, and it was
really annoying.
yeah.
It was-
Daniel Bryan's living vicariously through
Yeah.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and
Oh man, this was brutal for me to get through. In fact, I think I ended up skipping some of it just because I was like, guys, I can't with this talking right now.
I'm here to watch wrestling.
Yeah, and so I think essentially they set up the main event, right? Which was, oh no, AJ Styles comes out and
Yes.
tells Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon not to get involved in the Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn match. Don't you guys get involved. Stay out of it. Right? So there. That's going to come back around
He has spoken
later. But then we finally move on.
Yeah. Oh, with the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan versus Charlotte.
I'm having a hard time with this Riot Squad junk.
So yeah, it was Liv Morgan versus Charlotte, and then Ruby Riot, and what's her name?
Sarah Logan?
Logan. Yes, they were ejected
Yeah.
for interfering,
What?
and then Charlotte
Yeah.
pins
Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan.
Easily. Like once Ruby Riot and Sarah Logan were ejected, it was like
It was
2
over.
minutes and it was
Figure
over.
8.
Yeah. Not entertaining. I was not a fan of this match.
I was not either. I don't like the Riot Squad.
I really don't like the Riot Squad. I really don't. Bring
So-
back Naomi. Bring back Natty.
Ah,
You know what? Screw it. Bring back Carmella.
Just don't let her shriek.
Yeah.
She's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, bring her back over them
Yeah.
for sure.
I can't. I've
Where
had
have
it up
they
to here.
been? Where's Naomi been?
I don't know. I mean, she's in the mixed match challenge with Jimmy Uso, John, her husband.
Yeah, good.
So, I mean, she can obviously still wrestle. She just hasn't been.
Yeah, it's dumb. I don't like what they're doing. So then after that, we had the Bludgeon Brothers.
No. Okay. So
Wasn't
before
it?
this, though, the Usos come out
Oh,
and cut a promo, right?
they came out after, I believe.
Oh, that's right. That's
after
right.
this match.
Yeah, because the Bludgeon Brothers it's another squash match essentially. They get
is.
a couple of guys that no one knows, and
I didn't Google them.
they destroy these kids, and that's the end of the match. But as the Bludgeon Brothers are leaving, as they're walking up the ramp, the Usos music hits, and they sort of pass each other and they eyeball each other as the Usos make their way to the ring.
Sorry.
But then we get what I think is my favorite part of SmackDown, which was Jimmy and Jay cutting their promo in the ring. They are so freaking good. I tweeted this after I watched it. Like, put their promos on Spotify. I would just listen to their promos. They are so good.
They're good.
I mean, these guys are. It's kind of like the Miz, like, or anybody else who is just supernatural when you have a microphone in your hand. In fact, I think they're better than the Miz. I don't know, man. I don't know what these guys have, but they've got it, and they're great wrestlers. They're great on the mic. They need to do something. Give them their own television show. They need to run with the Usos because they're worth millions of dollars. So, but all they do is cut a promo. Hey,
Yeah.
dude.
They didn't. That's all we saw of them the whole
Yeah.
match.
Yeah. I mean, it was really just essentially saying that they're the best.
Yeah. They are. They're the best.
They are the best.
We got a list, 1 through 10,
Oh, that's right.
of like favorite.
So SmackDown, they had a poll
They did.
online, and people rated the superstars number. I think. Did you write down who got what spot?
I did.
All right, who got what spot?
Well, 10,
Yep, Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger. 9 was Randy
10.
Orton.
Yeah, I don't know how he got on that list. Either that, or I don't know how he was that low on the list.
Where are we? 8 was
Yep.
Becky Lynch. 7 was the Usos. 6 was the New Day.
Yeah.
5 was Bobby Roode. 4 was Naomi. 3 was Shinsuke. Number 2 was Charlotte, and number 1 was AJ.
Do you think this was real?
I don't know.
Do you think these are unfudged numbers?
I doubt it. Well, and so was it a poll for people? I thought it was a poll for, they all voted for themselves, not themselves, but it was a poll amongst the wrestlers.
Oh.
That's what I thought. But
Okay.
I could have misheard that, but that's what I thought that they were saying.
So
So they
the
couldn't,
WWE.
they couldn't vote for themselves.
Yeah. So the WWE essentially just released a list of who they want to be the.
Right. And it was, I don't know how many times, I don't know which commentator was saying it was, I can't believe Rusev's not on the list.
Yeah.
Why isn't Rusev on the list?
Yeah, he should be number one.
He should be,
Well,
he should
number.
be on the list.
He should at least be on the list. Absolutely.
Way above Randy Orton.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know how much stock I put in.
I don't put a whole lot of stock into this
Because
list.
I was skeptical when I thought it was a list or, it was a poll of the fans. But now that I know that it's
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm
yeah.
almost certain it was a poll amongst themselves.
Yeah, then that's just a WWE generated list.
Yeah.
So, boo. That's awful.
You're going to have to double check me on that.
Yeah, I'll check on it. We'll see.
All right. Next, we had Rusev and Bobby Roode for the U.S. Championship.
Bobby Roode spoiled Rusev Day.
I'm sorry.
I mean, this was an okay match.
Did you want Rusev to win?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Everybody wanted Rusev to win.
He is so hot right now. I don't understand why they can't.
This is so hot right now.
Yeah, I don't understand why they can't make those on the fly changes. Like, I understand that you probably have a trajectory that you want Bobby Roode to go
Right.
on, right? That's not to say that Rusev won't cool off. Give the belt back to Bobby Roode when Rusev cools off.
Yeah.
But you need to take a risk on somebody. Did you hear? So on the shop,
The shop.
WWE shop,
Oh, okay.
WWE had in stock 2,500 Rusev Day calendars, right? And the calendar is it's a 2018 calendar, but on every box it says Rusev Day.
That's amazing.
They sold out. And so when the WWE shop
on.
restocked, instead of restocking 2,500, they restocked with 5,000. So, I mean, the dude is moving merch. I want a Rusev Day shirt and I want a Rusev Day calendar. Like, this is one of those grassroots, groundswell things that I wish that they would just say, I mean, it's the United States belt. It's not even the top belt. If you can't just say on the fly, hey, Rusev's getting a ton of,
Yeah.
a ton of cheers. Let's just stick the belt on him, see what happens. Right? I understand that Bobby Roode probably deserves that belt. I mean, it's not to say that Rusev doesn't.
Right. I mean, between the two of them.
But, I
Either
mean,
way.
right now, honestly, all that Bobby Roode has is a song. Rusev is just,
How did this happen with Rusev? I mean, one day he was just Rusev,
yeah.
the Bulgarian brute, and the next day
It was
he's-
the pairing with Aiden
which
English.
is crazy to me because I've never cared for Aiden English, but
Yeah, Aiden English on his own is nothing, right? I mean,
they're like some weird match made in heaven.
yeah, he's a great wrestler. It was just that, like, hey, you know what would be funny is if you sang for me as I came to the ring, and they let him do it, and it became this huge thing. It was,
So weird.
you gotta be able to capitalize on these things. But anyways, they have a match, and it's good, but friggin' Bobby Roode wins clean.
Yeah, he wins, but then Randy Orton comes out and RKO's Bobby Roode.
Yeah, so Bobby Roode, as he does the glorious pose, the lights dim and there's a spotlight just on Bobby, and Randy Orton comes out and hits him with an RKO, and then he RKO's Aiden English and
Aiden
Rusev.
English. Why? I don't like Randy.
Who cares why? Stupid.
All right, next, Gable Jammin versus
Gable
the
Jammin.
Ascension.
Oh, they cut a promo though backstage,
did.
and they're like, they just don't like comedy acts. That's essentially it. If you make people laugh, you have no place in a division with Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. But yeah, they wrestle the Ascension. Kind of a short match, but it was entertaining.
Yeah.
I really like the Ascension.
I used to not like them at all.
Yeah.
But ever since they got involved with the fashion police, they grew on me.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah.
I
So, but Gable Jammin wins
yeah.
that match, and that's that.
Victor, at one point, though, puts together like a comeback, and he's just like all over the ring. Like, these guys are funny. They're, natural in the mic. They're great in the ring. They're getting older. Like,
Aren't we all?
capitalize. So, I don't know. I mean, I do like Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, but I feel like the Ascension is so much more well-rounded as a team, as a product that you can sell to people. It just, to me, is a no-brainer to push the Ascension, but
They didn't.
no.
And then we moved on to the Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens with AJ on commentary.
Yeah, and then the person who wins this gets to wrestle AJ Styles for the belt.
Yes.
I assumed that there would be some sort of nonsense,
Shenanigans.
some sort of shenanigans going into this, but there wasn't. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn just have a really great match.
It was fun to watch.
It really
I
was.
liked their match. They,
You,
yeah.
you could tell that they've been wrestling each other for at least a decade, more than a decade. They're just so comfortable. They know what one another do, what they want to do, where they want to go, and Kevin Owens is great at like at one point, Sammy like puts together a run, and Kevin Owens is out on the outside of the ring, and he's like, "What are you doing? Calm down." It's like, are you telling him that you guys are in a fight? Stop it!
Don't tell me to calm down.
Anyways, it was a great match.
It was fun.
It was so much fun to see these two guys. It's unfortunate that they're, wrestling each other so early on in this alliance, but it's a super entertaining match. But here's the problem. Remember that AJ Styles comment about Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan not getting involved in their match? Well, AJ needs to listen to his own advice. Because at one point, Sami Zayn is out on the outside of the ring, and Kevin is too. And I don't really know exactly, I can't remember what exactly started it, but Sami turns AJ's chair. I mean, he doesn't punch him or anything like that. He doesn't. He just turns his chair and he's talking to him. Yeah, exactly. He's sort of dressing him down. But then AJ gets up and he punches Sami.
You just can't take it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I've taken all I can take, and I can't take no more. And so we get a DQ finish.
Yep. Which then means it's going to be a triple threat match at Fastlane.
Yes. But I don't know if you saw this. Shane McMahon announced on social media that, so essentially Daniel Bryan comes out and says,
yes,
I'm going to make this call. Your guys' match is going to be a triple threat match. Mm-hmm. Well, Shane McMahon on social media says, well, hey, if Daniel Bryan can throw out these things, can make these matches, make these stipulations, I can do that too. Next week.
It's late.
Yeah. Next week we're going to get Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin, and the winner of that match is going to be in. It's going to be it's not a triple threat. It's going to be a fatal four-way with either Dolph Ziggler or Baron Corbin. I guarantee. No, I don't guarantee you, but I think that Dolph might actually win that, so that he can get into the fatal four-way and they have someone to pin.
Oh, It would be kind of fun to just see AJ and Sami and Kevin Owens wrestle each other.
It really would be.
That would be the best. If you're going to throw someone in, please let it be Dolph and not Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin just has such a, I don't know. Dolph's presence is better.
Well, and his wrestling style would be better, right? Dolph is a great wrestler. Not that Baron Corbin isn't a great wrestler, but he's got a different style.
Yeah.
Dolph's style, I think, would fit the match better. So I don't know.
You watch. It's going to be Baron Corbin now.
It's probably
now that we've said all this, Corbin. It's going to be Baron Corbin. It's too. I didn't know that. I didn't know it became a fatal four-way, and that's a bummer because it was fun to watch. Okay, the way the match ended was dumb.
Yeah.
But it was fun to watch Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens wrestle each other.
Yes.
And it would be fun to see the three of them.
Yes.
Because they're all, they're
all great wrestlers.
It's just too bad now that we're throwing in somebody else.
Yeah.
Just let it be the three.
Shane, you suck at being a general manager. Or not a general manager. That's Daniel Bryan.
He's the...
Whatever you are. Anyways.
What is he?
I don't know.
Sleep.
Yeah. But that's SmackDown, essentially. What are you going to give it?
Well, that's tough because there was a lot I didn't like about it.
Yes.
But I really liked a couple things.
Yes.
So I guess I'll give it a 7.
I'm going to give it a 4.
That's a lot lower.
Yeah.
There was enough more that you did like.
So I mean I think of like my average. What do I expect from like I figure 5 or 6 is average, right? 7 is above average.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this was below average, so I could say 4 or 5.
I would go down to a 6 then.
It was just there was a lot I didn't like. I loved the Sami and KO match, but that finish freaking ruined it for me. I hate it when they do that. They put on a match. I mean, that was like a 10-minute match. And then they just undo the whole match in a matter of seconds. and we don't get anything from it. It just that stuff bothers me. So I'm gonna give it a 4. It
I'll go
really
down to
bothered me.
6. I'm bringing it down.
All right, bring it back.
All right. 205 Live.
205 Live. I can tell you right now, I'm going to spoiler alert this whole schniz. I'm giving 205 Live a 10.
Oh, I'm with you.
2 matches. Great.
2 long matches, but they were both incredibly entertaining.
So good. And none of the crap that you get in between. We did get like a few of the selfie video things, you know?
Yeah.
But they were actually kind of entertaining. The Cedric Alexander one wasn't, but the
Akira
Tozawa one was really entertaining. But it's mostly 205 Live. The last 2 weeks has just been about the wrestling. So the first match was
Kalisto versus Lince Dorado.
Great match. These guys are so good. Both of them put on a match that got a 2 This Is Awesome chance.
Yeah.
What was other than last week?
There was a This Is Awesome chant last week.
Yeah, but before that, like nobody cared.
Mm-hmm.
This was a great.
So they seemed to really know what each other was doing.
Yeah.
Like I kept saying this after it happened, but when Kalisto jumps up on the ropes,
Yeah, he
and
does that
jumps
slingshot.
backwards. Yeah, and just blindly, it's like a trust fall. He
It's like
jumps off and is just expecting that Lindsay's going to be behind him to catch him.
And not only
he
that,
did.
but he lands on his shoulder.
On
He
his shoulders.
springboards up onto Lindsay's shoulders,
Without a glance behind him.
and then they do the reverse Hurricane Rana. It doesn't quite work out because Lindsay isn't able to get his feet over, but it's still. It was crazy. But yeah, these guys are both great. This match was. I would probably give it as a match a 9. It was super entertaining. This is what I want from 205 Live.
And there was no. There was nothing in it that was
Rest holds?
They came out and they shook hands, before the match.
Yeah.
And then after the match, they stand
Shake
up and
hands
yeah, it's I can't think of the word.
Just there's
a camaraderie.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But anyways, great match. And then we get some of that filler stuff in between. But then we get the debut of Roderick Strong versus what he yells during the match, "Come on, Kenta! Come on, Kenta!" That's not his name, bro. And he does quickly.
He corrects it.
Yeah.
Come on, Hideo.
Yeah. But anyways, Hideo Itami versus Roderick Strong.
I feel like Hideo had to be laughing inside when that happened.
Yeah. So as soon as Roderick Strong came out, I was like, oh, man, I feel like he's going to lose, but I really want Roderick Strong to win. Roderick Strong is one of my favorite wrestlers, if not my favorite wrestler at this point. And I tweeted this as well. I can't remember the last time this guy just had an okay match. This guy puts on classics every time he steps in the ring. Roderick Strong, $1 million, push him to the top. Him and the Usos, go. I mean, does Roderick Strong even have merch?
I don't know.
I don't think he does.
I was going to look, actually.
That's freaking ridiculous.
Well, we don't know for sure. Calm down.
So bad right now.
Don't even have a
But anyways, this is a great, great match. Here's the thing. And when Judge is here, he's down on the WWE product, and I am sometimes as well. And we are both big fans of New Japan. Mainly because New Japan is a wrestling product. They put on great matches. They have wrestling characters. It's a product for wrestling fans. 205 Live, the 2 matches that were there were as good as any New Japan match that I've watched. I mean, maybe not some of the top ones that I've watched on New Japan, but certainly, on par with some of the greatest matches that I've watched in New Japan so far. I mean, I'm a pretty young New Japan fan, great matches. If this is the way they're going to continue to do it, I have 205 Live and NXT that are pretty reliably just great matches. I have to sit through some, BS with Raw and bad booking and bad storytelling. But you know what? Let them do whatever they want. I get to go watch 205 Live. I get to watch like 3-4 great matches every week. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that.
And every now and then SmackDown and Raw do something good.
Exactly. That way, Raw and SmackDown are hit or miss. I hope that this is what 205 Live continues to be. Just 2 great matches every week. That's all we need.
Mm-hmm. It was good.
And what's nice is hopefully the 205 Live roster grows, because if you watch that Roddy Kenta match, Hideo match, they can't do that every week. They can't do that. Like, that's unsustainable. But if the roster grows and we're just getting 2 205 Live matches a week, maybe they mix in a 205 Live match here and there on Raw and SmackDown. But generally, Roddy and Hideo only have to do a really grueling match like that once a month. Then I think that's great. I think that is an algorithm, not an algorithm. What's the math equation, right? This plus this equals this, right? And I think it equals a really great product for wrestling fans.
I think you're right.
What are you going to give 205 Live?
I give it 10.
10. I'm 10. I can't think of anything bad about this episode.
No, and it's funny because up until recently, I haven't sat and watched all these matches like you and Judge do. And but having been doing this last couple weeks, I've seen you guys watching 205 Live and NXT, and I'm in and out paying attention to it a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay. But actually sitting and watching this one, I kind of expected myself to be like, okay, when's this match going to end? But
yeah.
I didn't feel that way at all. It was really fun to watch. It was entertaining. And
what's really cool, too, about it is the fact that this was Roderick Strong's debut match on 205 Live. Hideo Itami has only been on 205 Live for a month, maybe? And the crowd was really into this match. Like, towards the end, they got a "This is awesome" chant. Like, 2 guys that the crowd doesn't necessarily have a ton invested in in terms of character. They can still just go, this is a freaking entertaining match. I'm going to cheer. I'm going to, cheer on my guy, whoever you choose, because you may not know who they are, but you just look at him going, I kind of like that guy, and I hope he wins. Mm-hmm. This is the perfect thing for 205 Live.
Good job.
Drake Maverick is tiny.
He's interesting.
He's a wee man.
He's a wee little man.
Yes.
He really is a leprechaun.
All right, let's finish this up.
All right. NXT, we've got the Undisputed Era comes out, playing their guitar.
Kyle O'Reilly looks like just like a
belts.
He's got that poop-eating grin as he's walking down, playing his belt like a guitar.
Yes. And then Sanity comes out.
They attack him.
Yeah. Before the bell even rings or whatever.
And,
I don't know what was supposed to happen there. But,
and Undisputed Era makes their way up to the stage, and that's when William Regal's music hits, and he comes out, This is ridiculous! You and you're going to have a tornado tag match.
Tornado match, which sounded really cool.
Yeah, she was wondering why they weren't spinning around.
Spinning and whoosh.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you win the match, is if you slap someone enough
knock down. Yeah.
That's not what it is.
I was a little disappointed.
Yeah. But that's what we have to look forward to at the main event.
Yeah.
Then we get Heavy Machinery
versus Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss.
I'll tell you what,
Clearly nobody likes Tino.
The Tino sucks chants
were constant. Boy.
I'm no Tino Sabatelli fan. I can promise you that much. But there was a teeny tiny little part of me that was like, oh, I feel bad for this guy.
Poor dude.
But Otis Dozovic is a genius.
He is hilarious.
He is so funny. That's another guy that you could push him straight to the moon.
And after, I mean, just watching 205 Live
Yeah.
and going right into that and watching him do his little, like,
Yeah.
awkward
Watching
kicks.
405 Live.
What is the
I don't
205 Live guys are like, dude,
Yeah.
good effort.
Yeah, because at a certain point, Dozy is setting up like a splash in the turnbuckle, and he's in the turnbuckle, and he throws both of his legs up, and then like runs and does it, but it's like in slow motion compared to 205
Super
Live.
awkward. It's hilarious.
But entertaining match. Heavy Machinery goes over. Tino Sabatelli is outside the ring, licking his wounds. He puts his hand up to Riddick Moss as a like, hey, can you help me up? And Riddick Moss just stands there, and then he turns around and walks away. So there you go.
He's like, Tina, you suck. Alrighty. Next we had Johnny Wrestling.
Oh
give
yeah,
a speech.
yeah. He's essentially said, "I got your respect. I didn't get the title, but I got your respect." Zelina Vega and Andrade Almas comes out, and they interrupt, and they say, you didn't win their respect. You're a loser. You're not Johnny Wrestling. You're Johnny Loser. Well, that's when Candice LeRae comes out, Johnny Gargano's wife, and that forces Zelina and Andrade out. Once they get up on the stage, Zelina turns around and says, "You are so annoying. What would it take? What is it going to take to get rid of you? We've beaten you 3 times now. How do we get rid of you?" And Johnny says, "I'll tell you what. You want to get rid of me? Give me one more shot at that title." So Zelina says, "Okay, I want to clarify it here. If you lose, you're out of NXT forever." And Johnny agrees. So it's a title versus career match.
And even his wife is like,
Yeah, Candice.
you might want to rethink.
Candice was just like, but honey, that paycheck is nice.
We need the money.
Yeah. Of course.
I don't want to carry
I just got signed to NXT. So, should be interesting. Should be a great match.
Next we had Bianca Belair
Yes.
versus
Enhancement talent.
Enhancement Talent.
Quick match.
Very fast match.
Bianca Belair essentially flexes on this girl, hits her with like 2 moves, I think, and that's it.
And done.
She didn't even hit her with her hair.
No.
Usually she uses her hair and does the like whoosh thing, but that didn't happen. She does I think she calls her move the alley-oop. It looks like she's setting up for a power bomb, and then instead of throwing them back on their backs, she tosses them up over their heads, and they kind of flapjack on their tum-tums. They flapjack on their tum-tums.
You have young children apparently, Doc.
Well,
Yes. So then we have the
Main
tornado
event.
match.
yeah, not what you thought,
Not what you're thinking.
but still entertaining.
It was a good match. It was fun to watch. It actually was really fun to watch. Am I not talking? I'm talking next to the mic.
That's not how microphones work.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. They all ran downstairs at one point. And
Yeah,
let's
I mean, it was everywhere. They were in the ring, they were out of the ring, they were backstage. Essentially, though, what it came down to was Killian Dane, who is the picture of the perfect-looking man.
He's every woman's
He is
dream.
smooth skin, 0 hair. No, he is a ginormous monster covered in hair.
Hairy monsters.
Yeah.
And the hair on his head's so long and stringy.
Yeah. And so he goes in there and essentially beats the Undisputed Era by himself. He goes in and puts it on him and then hits the Ulster Plantation on one of them. Kyle O'Reilly? Bobby Fish?
I don't remember.
Adam Cole? I don't know. One of them. But he hits the Ulster Plantation and gets the pin. So there you go. Little comeuppance for the Undisputed Era. What are you going to give NXT?
I don't know. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah. 8 is, I think, the perfect I mean, you had the enhancement talent match, and but I mean, I thought the stuff that they did was pretty entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it was better than average. And that's wrestling for the week, guys. Thanks for joining us. Again, if you could hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification button to let you know when we upload new episodes, and hit the share button. Share it with your friends. Again, we would love to hear from you guys. You could leave us a comment on this video, or you could check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'll put links in the description. So, unless you have anything else, Velvet Thunder. No? All right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. We will see you next week.